I need help. I am begging you guys to help me get my followers back. Like I know I have multiple accounts that have a big following that likely are my followers too, and I need help. I am not surviving this. This is the second month I've been without that account, and I am drowning. I have $2 to make it the rest of the month, and I need toilet paper. I need so like I can't. I can't do this alone. And that account took me 2 years to grow. And I'm not going to make it 2 years. I need help. I am begging you guys to help.
You know what's crazy? Y'all know what type of content she does? You probably wouldn't expect it from this picture. Let me see. Why not? What the heck? I think this will be YouTube friendly.
Wearing a mask is sexy.
Didn't expect that. Man, off to the side, you see all type of things. The caption says here that it says 5 kids and they decided to quit their jobs and become full-time content creators. 5 kids and they decided to quit their job and become full-time content creators. That's crazy.
God is calling us to trust Him for provision. My husband quit his job 2 weeks ago, and we got our tags taken 2 days afterwards, while on the way back home with our babies in the backseat sleep. A clear message of God telling us to be still and trust Him. If we would have answered Him in the past, then maybe we wouldn't have gotten ourselves into a hole this deep, but we needed to learn and grow. Now we're here.
Don't bring God into this. God ain't tell y'all to do shit. Y'all want to be full-time content creators, which I hope it works out. I hope you guys accomplish what you want to for the sake of those kids. Because I don't understand how people can just get up, quit their jobs, try to pursue something without an actual plan. Because it seems as if y'all were relying on that tax money that they took from y'all.
Yeah.
Again, I really do hope that it works out for y'all, because there's a lot of kids in that house that's dependent on you and your husband to provide for them. And if y'all really want to be full-time content creators, maybe start pumping out more than just one video per day. None of y'all are working. Y'all need to spend way more time making videos.
God is calling.
People want to be full-time content creators so that they can be basically full-time lazy and do nothing. One video a day. And it looked like all y'all do with your videos is just record you around your kids, just your kids running around. Listen, man, let me tell you something. He made a great point. You said you were depending on your tax return, which tells me that you really don't have a savings. So what in your right mind make y'all think that y'all got 5 kids? And even if TikTok or content creation was making money, that you don't still need to try to get ahead even further and still work as much as possible. And so that you have 2 incomes so that you can actually start to accelerate your ability to save, because you're already behind the 8 ball if you was depending on your tax return. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you that right now. You're already behind the 8 ball. You got 5 kids and no savings. Do you know how much of an emergency that is? Do you know how many different variables of situations and circumstances could erupt in your life that could cost a lot of money and basically put you in the hole? You need to perpetually be saving, honestly. Because what you also need to understand is, if you're really thinking about these kids' futures, shouldn't you have 5 college funds pending? Shouldn't that be the goal? Or is the goal to be able to just work as little as possible and just be able to run around playing with your kids? Wherever that man is, you don't get to just be in the house comfortable playing around with your family and your kids watching SpongeBob all day. I'm sorry. You don't get that. Not at all. Y'all, before we get into the next clips, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And it's really just a click. It's really just a click. So if you're here anyway, you might as well just go ahead and click that like button And also if you could hype as well.
I quit my $80,000 salary job with no plan to become a content creator, and here's
It says day in the life of a content creator. She said she quit her $80,000 a year job to become a content creator. Well, let's see how that's working out for her.
$80,000 salary job with no plan to become a content creator, and here's exactly what happened. When I first started uploading, I quite literally had no idea what I was doing. I was just pressing record regardless of what anybody thought of me. Friends, family, you name it, I don't care. I showed up and I really honestly started to expand. I started posting on TikTok, grew my account from 270 followers to 200,000 followers in under 6 months. And when I tell you content creation can change your life if you lock in for 6 months, let this be your sign, girl, and post that content.
She grew it from in 6 months to 200,000 followers. Well, then she's got a tremendous upside. Shoot, if she can keep at that rate, which also you got to keep in mind, it doesn't just stay linear like that. You can't do the math as far as, okay, I grew it in 6 months, 200,000. So by another 6 months, I'll be at 400,000. No, the way that growth, especially if you're growing at that rate from zero, the way that growth works with social media typically in algorithms, it's going to get more exponential. So if you have a percentage to where you're growing at that rate, shoot, in another 6 months, she could probably be at 1 million at that rate if she's growing like that, because obviously something is working and it's resonating and it's drawing attention fast, it's drawing engagement fast, and people are engaged with it, and it's engaging ultimately. So I can't say I'll blame her if she's growing at that rate. Probably a lot of things in order for her to be able to continue to grow, she had to make sacrifices. It could have been a situation to where it literally made sense to quit her job because she does it professionally as well. You can tell she takes it serious, and I'm sure she gets brand deals, all type of things. And so it probably just made sense. It was probably starting to become an opportunity cost of her actually going to work. So that's a rare case.
Going from 18,000 followers.
Her caption says, losing 18K followers is crazy.
Going from 18,000 followers in the last 6 months down to 600 and pretty much starting my page over from scratch.
What?
Is a daunting experience. Last year, 6 months ago, around this time, I'm posting mad therapy content, going viral every other video. And now when I look back at my page, I'm like, I'm tired. How do you even do that again organically? I'll be back to post content at some point, but I need a moment. Going from 18,000 followers.
How does that happen? I gotta review that a little bit. You had 18,000 followers and they just all dropped off just like that? Oh yeah. I can't believe that. Because she only has 126 followers right now. You mean to tell me you went from 18K followers to 126? Well, I would have to assume you had some stuff go viral, but the pin stuff that went viral, it didn't go that viral. Her most viral thing didn't even do 18K views. I don't know if I believe her. I don't know if it works like that. Maybe TikTok, but nah, I can't see it unless you just said something crazy. That's the only way I could see that happening. You said something just crazy. But I still don't see you losing that many people.
Gained over 14,000 followers in the last 60 days, and I did it by simply telling the truth. Do not just post your content. It needs to have value and a story behind it. If you're missing that, people are just gonna keep scrolling. I'm a broke stay-at-home mom. I am drowning in over $34,000 debt. We live off of one income, and we recently lost our food stamps. Posting on this app trying to be perfect and expecting that to help me grow, but when I came on here and spoke my truth, my life, that's what connected with people. Number one tip, you need to post even when you feel embarrassed every single day. Didn't care about taking a shower. I didn't care about my kitchen being messy. I just recorded.
I think this really started to become the problem, especially when you talk about government assistance. And here's what I mean about that. It used to be where, okay, you're getting government assistance. I'm not going to say it used to be, but the way it should be is you're getting government assistance. you still need to be trying to work within any gaps you possibly can, because you decided to become a parent. Why should you get to make choices and then get incentivized for choices you made? I'm sorry. You're on government assistance. That shouldn't mean that you just get to do nothing. And see where it got conflated to where people now feel like they are working, even though they're living off taxpayer funds, is they'll be like feeling like, well, I'm trying to become a TikTok creator. And so I'm working towards this. I'm grinding. And it's like, no, this doesn't count. This doesn't count. If you got time and the ability to try to do this, you can try to get a job in 2026. Because I mean, wouldn't this be ain't this the dream? It's like you're looking at it like, because they used to say these programs are stepping stones. You're supposed to use them as a stepping stone. But it's not you got unlimited time to use it as a stepping stone until you become a viral sensation and you become famous. I don't think that's how that should work.
Number one tip, you need to post even when you feel embarrassed every single day. Didn't care about taking a shower. I didn't care about my kitchen being messy. I just recorded the video and I was as honest as possible. And I think that's what connected with people. Number two, I think this is the most important one. I gave my content a purpose. Anyone can do a grocery haul, but I posted why I was buying those groceries. We lost our food stamps. This is how I'm feeding my family with $100. Anyone can go to Dollar Tree, but I said, this is what I buy when I only have $10 and I still want my kids to feel special. Give your video a point and give it a story. Number three, I let people on the struggle and not only on my success. I talked about using my husband's credit card to pay for car repairs. I talked about having to use my TikTok money to pay off my credit card. Your mess, it is somebody else's mirror and you need to let them see it. Before this is what is going to make you be successful, you need to stop trying to be aesthetic and you just need to be real. You just need to be yourself. I have an unaesthetic house. My kids eat Dollar Tree snacks. I am broke as fuck, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about on my page because that is my life. I posted for a whole year and I had no success, so if you're trying to do the same thing, do not give up. Just ask yourself, what is the story behind this post? What is the value for someone else behind this video? And even if you're scared, you're gonna hit that post button and that's all that you have to do. You never know who's watching you and you never know who's listening to your story and thinking, wow, finally.
I'm not trying to be too cynical here, but a lot of these content creators are going to be in for a rude awakening. And when I say these content creators, I mean these content creators. What am I talking about? What I'm talking about is the struggle content creators. Struggle content does well for whatever reason. I have some theories. Listen, man, it's no secret that people like to try to feel better about themselves or their circumstances by seeing somebody worse off than them. It's that whole trope of it can always be worse, though. I could be this, I could be that, in order to ultimately skirt your own inadequacies and not address them. So I say all this to say, I'm taking the roundabout way to say that struggle content is in right now, especially while we're in a weird economy. And you could even say possibly struggling economy. There are a lot of Americans struggling right now. And so it probably feels better to see other people struggling worse than you so that you could feel better about your situation and feel grateful and have perspective. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with perspective. However, a lot of these struggle creators are in for a rude awakening. And because it's working right now. But when something's working and when something is common, you face the risk of other people biting it and doing it too, which ultimately leads to oversaturation. And the more saturated something becomes, the harder it is for you to stand out and to ultimately be able to break through the noise. So you're doing something easy. And by easy, I mean anybody can come on here and talk about their struggle And it's probably going to get to the point to where in order to compete, there's going to be people who come on here and exaggerate their struggle just to get the views, just to get the checks. And it's just going to be an ish show. Now you've got so many different layers of the struggle. You got beg talk, you got the outrageous amount of kids struggle content where it's single mothers with a crazy amount of kids. You got the I'm in the shelter struggle stuff. It's getting so many layers and it's becoming so oversaturated. By sheer comparison, you just saying you're in $30,000 of debt and broke, that's not gonna cut it anymore. And so you gotta hedge against that. And you gotta understand that you probably don't have much longer to do this. And so what we're gonna have to find is that a lot of people are gonna have to actually pivot and they're actually gonna have to make content that's somewhat hard, just like anything. Even if you want to make money, especially in America, if you try to just do the jobs that anybody can do, i.e., dead end jobs, you're not going to be able to make a livable wage with just one of them. You're going to have to get about three of them. And you're going to have to leverage your time. Otherwise, you're going to have to do something hard that's probably going to take a sustained period of time, but then that will or may be worth it. Because even that's a risk, because you F around, you get a skill, invest your time, and then it still gets displaced by automation or AI. So ultimately, you're going to have to do something harder, because anybody can come on here and make struggle content. Anybody can come on here with a story just about their struggle and about their kids. And again, there are much more severe predicaments than the one that you're in. And so it also, people hearing the same struggle stuff over and over, it's gonna get old. They're gonna have to hear a new struggle. Unless you're gonna keep struggling and going through new struggles every week. So you got to keep that in mind.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't need millions of followers to make money on TikTok. My name is Amira, and I've been consistently making money.
Her caption said, having followers and being broke is embarrassing.
Followers to make money on TikTok. My name is Amira, and I've been consistently making money on TikTok for the past couple of months. I still work my full-time job. I'm at work right now. I'm just taking a little walk. And the job is cool. It's giving me stability, but I knew I wanted freedom. I knew I wanted to build something of my own and create my own wealth. A 9 to 5 is not going to do that for me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not built to work, pay bills, and die. So one day I was scrolling on this app, like we all do, and I came across this girl, and she was talking about invisible affiliate marketing. And she talked about this mini course that explained this topic in detail. And the price was something small, and to be honest, I would have found a way to spend that money anyway. And through this course, I learned that brands will literally pay me money in my account just to make 30-second videos. And this is money on top of elevated commission rate and keeping all of my TikTok shop affiliate earnings. And this really changed my perspective, because I wasn't just posting just to post anymore. I was actually building a skill that was going to generate me income over a long period of time. And staying consistent has opened my eyes to so many possibilities: extra income, brand deals, commission, building something.
I like the fact that she still kept her job, even though she's making content, and she showed the receipts. She's making pretty good money with short form content, apparently. But she still kept her job, and she said this is going to actually give her freedom and get her ahead. So I like that. But we're going to pivot to something else, because this might be a commercial.
The way I'm genuinely like the
Her caption says, I have over 30K followers and don't make money on TikTok.
way I'm genuinely like the worst influencer I know, because I suck at linking things. I love to share my life. I love to post TikToks. I love this little community we're creating, but I'm dropping the ball. Just know I'm being authentic and real when I'm sharing things I love, because I don't make a dime, honey. I don't make money on here. I make a tiny bit of money on Shopify. When I link things, I don't link things. I'm terrible at linking things. I'm trying to be better, because you can make money on Shopify. You can, you really can. But guys, when I share something, I'm not trying to make money here. I just like to share it. Hopefully that gets me some brownie points or something. And, would love a brand deal. Like, come on. Give me the brand deals. But they're not coming because I don't link things.
People starting to become brand deal beggars. Brand deals ain't as easy as you think, or even that I thought. They're not that easy. You actually have to go after brand deals. You have to actually, from my experience, have a little bit of skills and actually know how to outreach brand deals on your own and make sure that they're already aligned with what you do, your niche. And you got to make sure that you're in your analytics and you understand basically what you have to offer from an analytical standpoint, be it your audience demographics, be it your content style, the outlook and the growth of your platform or your channel, excuse me, or your profile. You got to have all that, because either way, if you don't have all that and you're not doing it right, you F around, you get a brand deal, especially when you're trying to get a brand deal in such a begging way. Do you think that's going to give you favorable terms, or you think that they're just going to be able to extract a lot out of you and then you're coming into it with no leverage anyway? You want to already be good. And that's why YouTube is such a valuable option, because if you didn't know what the split for YouTube is, for one, YouTube has ads. So ads, that's always going to be a great revenue generator machine. But YouTube has AdSense. And the AdSense that YouTube splits with the creators is about, it's almost like an even split. I believe it's like 55% goes to the creator, 45% goes to YouTube, something like that. It's a decent split, especially considering the fact that YouTube has already done all the infrastructure and it's a good company. They have good business principles and they reinvest into themselves, which ultimately is almost like a form of reinvesting into the creator and what the creator is able to do. And it ultimately empowers the creator. So, but yeah, brand deals, it ain't as easy as you just open your email and you got a bunch of brand deals. Honestly, you get a lot of scam people send you emails and stuff like that pretending to be brand deals, especially when you're just starting off as a creator. And so you got to look out for that.
Because I don't link things. So brands are like, you're not monetizing. I'm not going to send you stuff. So just know I'm a real one, guys. Just know I'm just sharing for fun. I'm not
There's
even
nothing wrong
gaining
with that.
anything here. I'm putting all this time and effort in. I'm not gaining anything. So you're welcome.
Well, there's other ways you can leverage. There's other ways you can leverage things, especially if you have a more wholesome profile. This is still your personal brand here. So this still looks good. It still makes you seem like a cool person. As long as it's clean and it's not too volatile or controversial, you can still leverage this for work, all type of stuff. So, and of it, listen, if you're growing, then it's still a good chance that you'll eventually get there to where you can monetize it very well. It just may be more drastic, right? Some people may be able to monetize in a more gradual way where you see the money just continue to grow, possibly. And then for some people, you just may have to keep going till you get to 100,000, and then all of a sudden, because you reach that threshold, you'll be open to be able to monetize in a plethora of ways, because it seems like you're actually creating content, and especially like we said, you got so many people on here just making cheap struggle content and begging content and all type of non-content. I've even seen content creators come on and say basically, hey y'all, if you could just keep this playing for 30 seconds, and then they don't say nothing. They say you can just put the phone down, you can go walk away, go use the bathroom or something, but do not click off this video. So the more people that keep making content like that, which is ultimately not content, the more this type of content, genuine content, content where you actually are making content and putting a little bit of effort in, the more valuable that's going to be. And it's really just going to age like fine wine, in my opinion. In my opinion.
Am I the only one on TikTok that is not making no money. I thought when you get to 10K, you would start to make some money from your video.
Her caption says 10K followers and still broke. Am I the only one? Be honest. Where's the money at? Well, that other girl we just watched said she has 30K and she's broke. So that's 3x.
Am I the only one on TikTok that is not making no money? I thought when you get to 10K, you would start to make some money from your video. The algorithm is not pushing out my videos to nobody. I'm only in 100 and 200 views. I can't get no paid for that. When I make shoppable content, they're not pushed out to nobody. Am I the only one that reached 10K? And I thought when I reached 10K, I would be making some money. The algorithm need to start push out my videos to people or push it out on the FYP. If this pops up on your FYP, let me know if I'm the only one that is at 10K and still not making no money over here on TikTok. I thought by now I could be making some money. I am still not making no money either from shoppable videos or...
That sucks. I believe on TikTok, do you get monetized at 1,000 followers? So that must suck when you get like 10x that, and then you're still not like making anything
from my content or from nothing that I do. I see I haven't gone live for 3 hours and I only make $3. What is going on here on TikTok? Let me
3
know. If
hours.
it pops up on the FYP, let me know if I'm the only one here.
Man, y'all better get a job, man. Y'all better get a job. Did she say she'll go live for 3 hours and make $3? You making $1 an hour on TikTok? At that point, you got to hang it up. Or you just got to keep your main thing. Focus on just growing a little bit more, whatever's keeping you growing. Don't start going live yet, because that would have me 38 hot. You on live for 3 hours trying to make some money. You make $3, $1 an hour, 60 cents an hour. That's crazy.
That is not making no money, because it's time for me to start making some money here on TikTok. Come on TikTok, it's time for you to push my content out so I can get some views or I can get some whatever, but I need to start making some money. I can't be going live telling people, oh, go live, TikTok is gonna pay you for it, and then I myself is not really getting no views or getting no pay for it. I cannot say to people TikTok is gonna pay you for this if I am not getting paid for it. So I need to have the proof that yes, you can get paid for this before I go out there and tell people to do it. Let me know in the comment if this...
It's cooked, man.
An influencer with 1 million followers just announced that she cannot pay her rent. 1 million followers. I need you to let that sink in, because this shatters everything that you thought that you know about social media and making money online. She's broke because she has no product to sell. She's broke because she has no offer. She's broke because she spent years building an audience, and not once she asked herself, why am I building this audience and what value am I bringing? Her content just entertains people. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't help anyone with anything. It just entertains people and just exists. And content that just exists will make you famous, but it will never make you rich. And that's literally why she's now asking people to give her a job.
Depends on the platform. Depends on the platform again. Did y'all see, man, even Netflix has ads now. Let me tell you something. If you're doing longer form content to where ads can be placed, then it can be more lucrative. And you don't have to sell nothing, whatever. As long as you can keep the attention. And I would argue, I mean, in order to do that, you would probably have to deliver some type of value and ultimately just something of substance. It would have to be substantive in order to really be able to do that and ultimately be able to scale that continuously and retain that. So she may have a point. You have to deliver value, but definitely, yes, on the short form platforms, you definitely have to have either something to sell. Yeah, because even a brand deal is something to sell. So they understand that.
And I promise you, this is not a hard game. You just need to understand one thing. You don't want to be an influencer. An influencer just creates content. A business owner creates content that makes her money. And the difference between these two is so small that it's actually embarrassing that we don't know it. An influencer creates content to get followers. A business owner creates content to target a specific person who have a specific problem to solve that specific problem that they have through their content. And that's it. That's the whole secret. That's the thing that everybody here is trying to overcomplicate. You find a problem that people have, you create something to solve it, and you find out exactly who that specific person is, and then you create content that will speak to that specific person every single day, and then you sell them the thing that fixes the problem. That's it. Because views turns into trust. Trust turns into buyers, and buyers turns into money so you can actually pay your rent. So stop creating content to be seen. Start creating content to be useful. Because useful content builds a business, and a business pays you whether or not the algorithm likes you one day or not. And that's really
I'm curious, y'all. So, like, based off her premise, as far as finding an audience or whatever, and ultimately having something to offer them, how would that correlate and translate with the struggle content? How would that work with struggle content, where you just come on here and you just struggling and you just being open about that? For one, what audience does that target? That probably targets everybody. Honestly, it's probably people doing well who watch it. It's probably people who's also struggling who watch it. But then it's like, what do you have to offer them? What do you have to sell them? I guess the only thing you can sell them at that point is you can sell them the fulfillment of knowing that they can save you from your struggle, i.e., they can just give you money directly to help you out. That's your brand deal. Mm. Mm. But y'all, you might want to, honestly, the struggle content creators might want to get into streaming. Shoot. Because a lot of the struggle content creators is on government assistance. They don't got nowhere to be. They don't got nothing to do. You might as well just let people into the full struggle and just stream it 24/7. Why not? That will probably be much more lucrative. There's a lot of ways that people could start doing the streaming stuff. I got ideas, but I got good ideas. But y'all, we'll leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I'm a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype. And hype was designed for smaller channels, so that's why. But if you come across a video and you don't see the hype button, then it's probably been over 7 days. And hype usually vanishes after 7 days. So it's usually best practice, if you want to hype, to just go ahead and hype while the iron is hot on a newer video. And then also, if you want to become a member of the channel as well, join buttons on the video. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is you would get badges next to your comments, where it will show people that you are a member whenever you leave a comment, as well as you would get early access to content and also exclusive content that's not available for everyone else on YouTube. So again, if you want to become a member, join buttons on the video. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.